This is my lovely daughter, Carol. She was 18 when she passed away. She's very quiet, very unassuming, but if you had her for a friend, you had a friend for life. February the 14th, 1981, a day merged in my mind, body and soul. The day the Stardust fire took my beautiful daughter, Carol. We were blessed with 5 children, Carol being the second eldest. Until that fatal night, life was relatively good for our lovely family.
These are a couple of pictures of Carol when she was smaller. This one here is my Auntie Julia's wedding. Carol was a flower girl. And that's my mum and dad. This is Carol making her communion. My mum and dad's again. This is Carol with Tina and Catherine, who are our best friends. And they were actually in the Stardust that night, but thankfully they escaped. My ma keeps saying she was real quiet now, but obviously she was a bit mad about herself.
Carol was quiet in her ways. However, she would participate well in school. Academically, she was in the school band, the choir, and loved the Girl Guides. She had good friends and later got a good job. Myself and her dad came from large families, a close community. Carol was a daughter, a sister, cousin and godmother to my sister's twins, whom she loved dearly. The importance of this was it's a treble recorder. She played a single one, but it wasn't enough for her, so she went on to this one. And that was her lifeline. She'd sit at home and play that, sit on the floor and play her music. And she went from the recorder to playing the clarinet in the school band and loved it. Sometimes I'd have to ask her to go into another room when she'd be learning the song. You know, it wasn't easy. She'd sit and play this for Liz, put Liz to bed at night for babysitting. She went from there to the clarinet. So then she left school and went to work. And this was her work bag. I don't know how she got stuff into it. Look, it's brand spanking new. She saved in it and took her money out for Christmas. And then her 2 friends and herself, they were going to go on their first Spanish holiday, and they were gone. So she wanted to save, and she got this box out of the bank. So she could throw her money in there, the notes in there and her thing. This was her Valentine's card. She got it on the Friday that she went out. But nobody knows who sent it to her. And she was gone mad now, God love her. So I kept that. You'd have to, wouldn't you? No name, plenty of writing. But she was thrilled to get a Valentine card. You know yourself, she was thrilled. There was so much taken from her that night, devastating her family and friends and community. When the terrible news came through, I can't. We couldn't take it all in. I had a bad dream, someone else's nightmare. She was in the hospital and died there 3 days later. She was alone. I wasn't there to hold her hand or tell her I loved her. And that last morning, Liz, I used to attend the hospital with Elizabeth, and she used to knock on the window and she'd say to Liz, "Liz, I'm off now. I'll phone you later." She just thought, "Yeah, I'll phone you." But there, we never seen her out. That was the last we seen of her. She knocked at the window for Elizabeth to tell her she was gone. And that was the last time I seen her. I never got to see her. And that's a big thing for me. Big, big thing. And I think maybe that's most of what's happened to me. I'm waiting on her to come, if you know what I mean. I was waiting years for her to come. But it didn't happen.
So I was 7 when Carol passed away. Your life was so easy and simple, and then at 7 years of age to have like this happen to someone that meant so much to you, like it really, it changes the course of your life. It changes the person you're going to be. It definitely changed who I became. But as I say, I have those happy, lovely feelings when I think of her. Hopefully my memories all come back, but just changed, completely changed who I am as a person.
Since then, I was put on strong medication, and I had a son, 19-year-old son, a daughter, 14, and 7 years old. I wasn't capable of taking care of them, and my family stepped in. My children missed their sister and their mum and dad. I lost my child, and I couldn't be there for her. I meet some of her school friends now, and they visit me often. I stop to wonder, where would she be in her life today? So anyway.
Carol and I went to the Stardust with our 2 friends, Catherine and Tina. And when the fire broke out and when they were all getting up to leave, I don't know, it was Catherine or Tina grabbed Carol's coat and they were all running together, but they grabbed the coats and ran. So this is one of the things we got back. It's the last thing she wore out, isn't it? You know, that way, so. It's something to remember her by. It was something that she wore and it was part of her. She had it before then and it came back to us. They would have preferred her to come back in it, but it's not her. Over the last couple of years, I realised that I never actually grieved Carol. That's kind of where my poem came from. I've never written a poem in my life. This is the first one. I doubt if I'll ever write one again, but it was just something that I had to get out of my head. And even getting up and at the inquest and reading it out, it was really healing for me. I'm listening to my mum speaking earlier on, and that's the first time I've ever heard some of them stories, and that's sad. We should be able to talk about her and we should be able to celebrate her. We do, you know what I mean? But that's what I want to hear about Carol now, you know what I mean? I want to hear those stories, and she's not just what happened in the Stardust. She's not just a person that died in the Stardust. She's a person who had a life. The day that's etched within my mind is the day after you said goodbye. It's the day the joy of my first 7 years slowly disappeared. I didn't understand what was wrong, but I felt that pain so very strong. And as I sat with all the people there, I wish they'd all just disappear. If they were gone, then you'd go home and everything would be as it was before. I didn't get to say goodnight. I couldn't even hold you tight. I wish I could recall the times we spent together, you and I. But I had to lock them all away for fear that I would cause more pain. My grief with my memories I buried deep. They only surfaced in my sleep. My memories then are filled with Mum and minding her as best I can. To stop her crying over the child she lost, I had to help her bear the cross. I couldn't even speak your name. The memory caused just so much pain. But I feel you with me every day, and I hear you in my children's play. I know you guide us wherever we go, and I love you more than words will show. I just wished we'd got to say goodnight, and I wish we could have held you tight.
We miss her. We'll always miss her. She's a big loss in our family. Still is, after all those years. And we'll never forget her.